I kept hearing a strange sound as I was out here unloading, and it's the TREC guys pulling wire through these new poles. That caught me a little bit off guard. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Sid's Blue Sky Farm. It is a beautiful day here. We're just returning from a couple of days out of town. Spent some time in the North Georgia mountains. Well, actually in the North Carolina mountains. It's really a surprising thing to me. 3.5 hours from this location, you can be in North Carolina. The city is Murphy, North Carolina. So we're up there for a couple of days, just taking some time away. Now that we're back, I'm going to take you around real quick and let you see some of the things that the spring weather has done to the place. It's just really encouraging to see that warm weather bringing the plants back. And instead of talking about it, why don't we just go? You know what time it is? It's time to roll it. Let's go take a look. The very first thing I'll point out is just how nice the pastures are greening up. As we move around, take a look. The tree there on the far left is the quince tree. Last year that thing produced for the very first time and put about 15 or 20 quince on the ground. As we walk around a little further, you can see the roses are really starting to get full leaf cover on them, and they are looking awfully good. One of our small Japanese maples starting to leaf out, doing well. And right beside it is a really large gardenia. In the front yard, the limelights have put leaves on. They're coming back just fine. They should be filled out in another week or so. And the hosta is starting to come out. You can see those shoots starting to make it out of the ground all the way down to the other end. Another Japanese maple that's doing very, very well. As you see, both the cherry trees pretty much in full leaf and have a lot of blooms on them, so they're doing pretty well. The daylilies in the front bed by the entrance to the driveway on both sides, very healthy this year, coming back pretty strong. And the flower bed, that's a one-time sprinkle of a can of wildflowers, and for the third year in a row, they have come back very strong. And it looks like this spring they're off to a good start as well. We have already been kind of busy around the farm this morning. Some of the material you see there is just going to go in the cabin down by the pond when we start working on the interior. A little bit of a project to run some PEX line for a new water faucet, chemicals for the pool. The pool always needs work, so we'll knock that out and then we'll go unload this stuff down by the cabin. Put a little chlorine in the pool and a little muriatic acid while we're at it. Try not to make this stuff splatter because it will get you. That will clear it up in short order. We've got the top level skimmer running, the bottom skimmer recharging, getting ready to go back in. We'll run it several times just to make sure that we don't have any latent sediment or anything like that. You can see a couple of dark spots up there. It just needs to go over that, mix it up, suck it up into the basket, and from there we're good to go. I'll grab the side-by-side and throw this mulch in. Maybe first thing we will do is get that put out on the ground and put those plants in that I bought last Saturday. They just don't need to be sitting around too much. So let's go focus in on that. Here are the plants. We're going to stick in that very front bed outside the fence, dress it up a little bit. One, two, three, four, five. Well, not a great plan to pay for 6 and only bring home 5. I must have just miscounted. Alrighty then. All right, let's go get them in the ground. All right. There. And the two green pieces in the middle. This dirt is still very loose. And believe it or not, incredibly moist down in here. So that's a good thing for these new plants. They should take off fairly quickly. Break up those roots. That dirt is not loose right there at all. Okay. That should add a little color to that bed and make it a little less boring. Let's go do the other side. I'll put that one there, that one there, and these two like this. Quick and easy. In one of the recent videos, I just ran out of mulch before I could get over here to this little small area. We didn't dig this up to resod it somewhere because it's just plain yard grass and weeds. We just killed it back with Roundup, and we'll cover the bare dirt with a little bit more mulch. I'm going to slip on some gloves for this black mulch. I would guess most everyone knows this. This is just mulch. It's not black trees. Just plain old mulch that's been dyed black. And when you start spreading it, if you don't wear gloves, it will stain your hands, and it will definitely stain your clothes. If you notice, I don't get too concerned. If you see here this line, I don't get real concerned about the blending, because in 2 weeks with the sunshine, this new really black mulch will lighten up and it'll almost be the same color as this mulch we had down last year. Don't need to put too much effort into that. It'll take care of itself. It would be so much easier if I would just cut the tops off these the right way. Okay. I'll get some more to blend this in. I'm not so much interested in bringing that mulch out past the fence, because this grass is going to grow back in. We're just going to spray directly up under the fence and let the grass come back in, and we'll just weed eat the edge. Or if we can get the edger in here, we'll do that. Just want to tie it together so it looks better. I need to move this back. That's still too far out. Don't want it out this far. That's better right there. This bed was put down really thin right here in the center, and I think this one bag will solve our problems. All good. Wow, that covered almost that entire wall. That's a good thing. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I need 4 more pieces. Well, now that we have material in there for the insulation and the siding or the inside trim work, we'll know exactly what we need to buy from here. And then we'll come down one day and get started on that project. Right now we got a little more gardening to do. So let's go back and get at it. Well, we're going to do a little bit more work on our earliest garden contribution so far. Before we do that, I want to show you something. See these 3 pots here? These are, if I'm not mistaken, begonias. This 3 set of plants was in the same condition last year. For some reason, I just set them out in the sun, kept putting water on them, and the next thing you know, they're overflowing. So I have to assume that we've got a shot to do that again this year. We're going to keep watering them, leaving them in the sun as the weather warms up. We'll do a little test. We'll come back and film what the progress is in a month or so when the weather really warms up. Maybe we'll have 3 plants that'll come back. Right now we're going to work on our tomatoes. 2 of them have some real severe frost damage, so we're going to trim them up a little bit and water them. So let's get at it. Very healthy. Still, I don't know why that tomato is on there. I just don't think it'll make, but I'm going to leave it alone. This tomato here is just frost burned everywhere. I don't know if this is going to help in any way, but at least I don't have to look at the burned up leaves. If I do this work, I'm going to trim 1 more piece. Now, the second one is not nearly as bad. It got frost burned. And you know, you're always supposed to pull these suckers off your tomatoes. I'm going to be real hesitant to do that because it's about the only growth that's going on these things at the moment. I'm definitely going to trim these dead pieces off of this one too. And look, it's just 2 tomato plants. We might throw 2 of the 4 away. 50% loss rate is not good, but whatever. It was my mistake. I had them moved under the shed over here, but had them kind of near the edge. And I think the cold was just too much for them. So we're going to shoot a little water on them. We're going to try to take a little bit better care of them, pay a little more attention. It is a little bit damp, so we're not going to overwater them. We're not going to water the leaves. And we'll just test. And yes, these buckets have vent holes to get that water out so it just doesn't sit in the wet spot. Okay, that looks much, much better. And while this is not really gardening, it is something that I do want to talk about. See this plant here? This was literally a stick I broke off of a crepe myrtle last year, late fall, stuck it in the ground, and this is what's come back this spring. It's real typical of these things. If they get a little bit of root started, they will make a new plant. Now this tree I don't know. I can't remember what the purple stood for. I think it's going to be something like a hawthorn, but I'm not completely sure. It's just a beautiful, healthy tree. We're going to move these plants over here by the begonias and tomatoes we're working on. Got a couple more I'm going to bring around, and we're just going to try to make sure they get good sun and I pay attention to them more often. The tiniest of little trees coming back out there, I'm not sure. That might be a pecan. I just don't really remember. This other one is another Arbor Day foundation. Might be a plum. We'll just have to wait and see as they develop and get bigger to tell what they really are. And this last tree I want to show you on the back side how small it is. I don't think my stake's quite big enough for this tree. Who knows why I did that? Seems kind of crazy at the moment. We'll put those out here. They're already good and wet. They're good, but we're going to throw some more water on those begonias. Let's hit just a little bit more, just in case they're dry out here in the sun. Something I was told a long, long time ago was to be careful with like water containers like this. It's like when these things sit in the sun, they get really, really hot. And we typically don't put our hands in there and test that water temperature. Sometimes you can really shock the plant or really hurt it by pouring that hotish water on them. So I always try to keep these in the shade. I don't really know if it makes a huge difference, but that's just a practice I try to keep up with. The very last thing I want to talk about is this collection. And I got these from just an online vendor, and they're actually putting out shoots on them already. Now I've had them soaking to make sure that they get a good start, a lot of water on them. I ordered 4, and I think I actually have received 6. I don't know. That'll be fine. I'll take all of them. We're going to get these in the ground on Sunday. It's going to take a little bit extra digging because you see how deep we got to get these roots under the ground. Mahan pecan. And I think those are the smaller ones like we have on the tree up front with a little bit harder shell that's very resistant to insects and actually has a little bit sweeter fruit. Now, if you're a pecan expert out there and I'm wrong, drop a comment in there and let me know, because that's my understanding of the Mahan pecan tree. And I think with that, we're going to call today done, a wrap. Hope you guys have a great rest of the week. We'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Drink up and do not die on me.